Hello and a very warm welcome to all of you. It's great to have you back in our series on communication skills and personality development. And as you know, we have been looking at effective formal correspondence over the past few weeks. So let's get back to learning. Okay. So today we are going to look at a new aspect with regard to formal or business letters, and that is getting the tone right in your letters. Now, if you recall, over the past few weeks, we have looked at the preparations you need to make before you actually start writing a formal business letter. And then we looked at the pattern, the elements, the arrangement of elements within a business letter. And of course, we also looked at how we can make these letters reader centered in various ways, how we can keep them user friendly. And today we are going to look at the tone, the mood, the attitude, the overall impression which is conveyed by the letter, which is a very, very important aspect. So when we look at the tone of the letter, there are three things which decide the tone of the letter, the purpose of the letter. That is, why am I writing this letter? Is it to convey some kind of good news, some kind of bad news? Is it a notice, giving some kind of information? Is it a warning letter? Is it a letter of appreciation or encouragement? So the purpose decides the tone. Then, of course, the audience. So who is going to read my letter? What is the designation, the profession, the age group, the educational background of the person reading the letter? And then finally, what is my aim in sending this letter? What do I want the reader to do? Do I want them to read and accept it, or take some further action? Or you can have different kinds of aims. So basically, when you look at the tone, there are three aspects: uh, the letter, the purpose of the letter, the nature of the audience, and the ultimate goal or aim of the letter. So you need to keep these things in mind and see that your tone matches these elements. Now, how are we going to do this? We'll look at it. Now, the first thing that a formal business letter or a formal letter should convey is, of course, confidence. Now, what do we mean by confidence? So it shows that you are 100% sure about what you are writing, about your purpose, about your aim. You are convinced about it, and you do not have any kind of hesitation or any kind of hidden agendas. This is the impression that your reader should get. So let's look at the sentence here. You must agree that I am qualified for the position. Now, this is a sentence from an application letter. It is written for a job application, and the candidate is trying to tell his prospective employers that he is qualified for the position. Now, does this look like a confident statement? Let's look at another version of the same statement. I guess I am qualified for the position to the best of my knowledge. Now, which of the two sentences will you take? And then you have a third version. My qualifications and experience in accounting and customer service match your job requirements exactly. Now take a minute to pause and then look over these three sentences and then make a choice. Are you going to look at the first sentence, which is very, very assertive? Are you going to choose this? You must agree that I'm qualified for the position. Are you going to go by the second sentence? I guess I am qualified for the position to the best of my knowledge. You can see the hesitation here. You can see the applicant trying to play it safe. And then the third sentence, my qualifications and experience in accounting and customer service, it is specific, match your job requirements exactly. So you can see this is not over the top. This is not very arrogant or assertive like the first sentence, nor is it very unclear or vague and hesitant like the second sentence, but it's very, very balanced, It's very specific. It shows that the applicant knows exactly what he or she is talking about and they are confident about it. So this is how you convey confidence. Being confident does not mean going over the top. Neither does it mean conveying some kind of hesitant and very cautious approach. So you need to be specific. You need to know what you're talking about and write in a manner which shows that you are confident but not arrogant or hesitant. Now, the second way in which you get your tone right is courtesy and sincerity. So just like confidence, courtesy and sincerity are the qualities which are preferred in formal correspondence, and these make a lot of difference. We all know that courtesy refers to politeness, and sincerity refers, of course, to truthfulness, to accuracy, to straightforward presentation of facts. So, how do we make these two things work in combination with each other? Because often, when we are being polite, we think that we need to, hide or cushion over certain facts. And when we are being sincere or straightforward, we often misunderstand that we cannot be polite enough. But there are many ways in which we can put these two things together. So here is a letter written from the company to somebody who has bought their product, and most probably the customer has written saying that the PC has is not working. The personal computer he has just purchased is not working, and so you have an executive replying, "You didn't read the instructions carefully, so your PC has shut down." Now, this is a very frank, straightforward, and truthful statement. The executive is being very sincere and is conveying things very, very accurately. But would you like to read such a letter after spending a considerable amount of money on any product? Don't you feel it's a bit rash? Doesn't it, make you feel rather, disappointed and put down? How about this? The system may automatically shut down if any installation errors occur. The installation procedure is explained in the manual. You can see the second sentence. Now, what's the difference? Basically, both the sentences convey exactly the same meaning, but the second sentence is more specific. It tells the user that what has happened is an installation error, because of which the system has automatically shut down. Now, you'll notice that the writer is being very careful here. You're not putting the blame on the user. You're not directly accusing the user or the customer, saying that you did not do this, so this happened, as it is done in the first sentence. Now, here they're telling them this is what happens if you don't do certain things, and it's conveyed indirectly, politely. The installation procedure is explained in the manual, and there's a solution also given for the problem. So, the customer doesn't feel as if he or she is being insulted or told that you don't know how to do simple things. At the same time, the problem is explained clearly with a solution. So, this is how you manage to get the correct combination of courtesy and sincerity. Now, we look at another example here. This is a letter where the applicant has been offered a job, but for some reason, he or she is not able to take up the job. So it's a letter of refusal. Letters of refusal are also very, very important in the sense that you may not be working for this organization in the immediate future, but in the distant future, you may very much need to maintain good relations with them. So letters of refusal also need to be worded very correctly, very carefully. So you can see how this letter is written. Thank you for offering me the position as deputy manager at Bata Inc. Unfortunately, I'm unable to accept the position. The position you offered me does not allow me to utilize my communication and customer service skills. Therefore, I have accepted a position as assistant manager at another organization. So, of course, it starts politely and then it gets to the facts. It explains very clearly what is the problem, and things are pretty much straightforward. But can we make this a little bit better? Let's look at the second version. Thank you for offering me the position as deputy manager at Bata Inc. I appreciate your generous offer. You the applicant is showing his gratitude, his desire to maintain a positive relationship. Unfortunately, I'm unable to accept the position. I have accepted another position that will allow me to better utilize my communication and customer service skills. You can look at the difference in the two versions. In the first version, he very bluntly says that what you have offered me does not allow me to utilize my skills. Whereas here, he's saying that the other position will help me to better utilize my skills. Now, there's a lot of difference between saying that my skills will not be utilized at all in your company and saying that, of course, my skills will be utilized in your company, but they may be better utilized somewhere else. So you can see there is sincerity and courtesy. There's a lot of clarity in the second version. At the same time, the applicant is not showing any kind of arrogance or overconfidence. So this is how you can get the combination right if you put in a little bit of thought and effort. Now, moving on. I strongly object to your discriminatory remarks. I cannot understand your narrow minded approach. So, this is a kind of warning letter, reprimand to an employee or maybe or a team worker or a subordinate who has used some kind of biased or prejudiced language or statements. And then, this is also very sincere and straightforward. But let's look at the second version. Discriminatory remarks are never tolerated in this organization. So here, there's no direct labeling or accusation. But at the same time, things are put forward in a very, very clear manner, black and white. So this is how, again, courtesy and sincerity are combined. So that's it for today's session. We have looked at what are the things which determine the right tone, that is the purpose and the ultimate aim for which you are writing the letter and the audience to whom it is addressed, how you need to be confident without being hesitant and unclear and without going over the top. And finally, how you can get the right combination of courtesy and sincerity. So I hope this session has been useful, and we are going to meet again very soon with the continuing the discussion on getting the tone right. Thank you very much. See you. Take care and stay safe.